Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Planet Zoo and Wildlife World. And I know it's been a minute since the last Wildlife World episode. I have had a few videos. I did one kind of going over how to install and use Reshade, if that's something you're interested in. I also did a really short video on a new cheat that was just announced, so go check those videos out if you're interested. But yeah, we actually have a lot to cover in this episode, and we're starting off with a time lapse of an underwater tunnel for our hippo habitat. So if you're not aware, there's a little trick you can use with the tunnel setting on pathing where you can create underwater tunnels. I did a kind of tutorial video shortly after the game was released that goes over how you can create underwater tunnels for yourself. So definitely go check that out as well. That's also on my channel. But yeah, so we have a brand new area. We finished the Arctic section of our zoo, and I've been talking about it in pretty much every episode. We're finally starting the African area of our zoo, and we actually have almost one entire section of that completed now. So it's going to kind of be separated into like little mini subsections. So the first one is sort of like a Congo area, and it's very like kind of jungly looking and tropical setting. And the hippos here are actually the last habitat of that section of our zoo, of the Congo section. And when we get into the real-time gameplay, we're gonna show you all of the new additions that's been made. The African area of our zoo is called Trails of Africa, and we made a really cool sign for that. And then we have it kind of splits off into the Congo area. So like I said, a lot to show you. And you know, in case you're wondering, if you don't know, I know it's been a minute since the last Wildlife World episode, but like I said, we have been working on it over on my Twitch channel during live streams. So if you're not already following me on Twitch, make sure you click the link down in the description below. Go follow my channel, and that way, you know, you can check out whenever we stream. I always stream on the weekends, Saturday and Sundays, and then usually Tuesday evenings as well. And we almost always do Planet Zoo. Sometimes I switch it up and play some other games. Planet Coaster, I did quite a bit. We haven't played that as much lately just because, you know, Planet Zoo is still new, and we're having a lot of fun creating our brand new zoo for that. But so here you can see this is the underwater tunnel, and I use I think those are the desert rocks, and I wanted to kind of use those as almost like the bedrock of the zoo. So the path, it kind of has been cut down underground, and so the desert rocks are sort of like I said, just like the bedrock or whatever. There's not a lot of detailing down there. The hippos actually don't like a whole lot of plant coverage, and even placing plants underwater affects their plant coverage rating. Rocks doesn't matter, so you can place as many rocks as you want. But then, so here, this is behind the hippo habitat, coming around from the back of the Congo area. And so I made this like kind of little, I didn't want the tunnel to just like the entrance to the tunnel to be like kind of plain and boring. So I did a fun little kind of just like rock sculpture here, and then placed a whole bunch of trees around it as well to, you know, kind of spruce it up, make it look nice. Did some hippo sculptures there, and always focusing on lighting. One thing you may not know, or maybe you do know, but I always take really good care in making sure the lighting is like really on point, because I think, you know, as with like Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, the lighting looks so good at nighttime. And even though we don't really play the game very much at nighttime, I still want it to look good for, you know, especially like when this zoo is finished and it goes up on the workshop, anyone who may download it and, you know, play the zoo for themselves, if they look at it nighttime, I don't want it to just be a super dark zoo. So definitely lots of, attention to detail with the lighting. And then here just placing up, just kind of detailing around the rock tunnel there. And there you saw like a really quick glimpse of the Congo area. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it for this time lapse. So let's jump into the real-time gameplay and we can go over all of the things that we have added to the zoo since the last episode. Okay, and here we are, and so right off the bat we have a whole new food court area. So just to kind of give you an idea of where we are in the zoo right now. So there you can see there's Alpine Cove, which is the second newest at this point area of our zoo, using the Arctic Pack DLC, which comes right off of the North American area of our zoo. So there you can see, kind of comes off that main path, just to give you an idea about where we are. For the longest time, this area was just grass because the path just kind of continued onward over here into the Arctic area. But yeah, so we have a new little food court area here with a little restroom block, just to kind of break up the areas in between, because this is sort of like a little neutral area. Like there's no real, it's not part of like a theme like the North American theme or like the Arctic theme. So I went with the similar kind of modern / rustic look that we used at the front of the zoo, kind of mixing stone and wood and different things like that. And I think it turns out pretty cool. It's just like a nice little food court area. But then you walk over this way, and so here's our new entrance. So Trails of Africa. It looks really good. We have like a gorilla statue. We have an elephant statue over here. And then you just walk on under. And already you can see there's so much stuff over here. So here we go. This is the Congo area of our zoo, like I was talking about during the time lapse. So this main path here is going to sort of lead off into the other areas of the African section of our zoo. And then we're going to have these little kind of split off areas that may be a little bit more focused in different regions of Africa. So this is the Congo. And you see we got lots of gorillas and stuff going on here. So like if you walk right in, right off the bat, we have a little Looney Balloons shop. Just a small shop. It's not like anything big and crazy. This was sort of just like a little kind of small space. So I figured, we'll just put like a small shop there. It doesn't need to be anything like grand or crazy. And then right off the bat, so our first animals are the Western gorilla here, and we have a nice little habitat for them. They're doing well. They got plenty of climbing spaces, and we already have like little baby gorillas. Like look how cute he is. The baby animals in this game they get me every time. Can't help it. And this is sort of more of this is just a standard habitat. It's not anything crazy with the design. Kind of intentional. But then we move on, and we have another little food court area. A little bit like bigger building here, and just kind of making use of all the different African theme pieces, plus mixing in pieces from different themes as well. But definitely a very strong focus on the African theme. And I think it looks pretty good. And then we move on. We have like a cool little sculpture. Here's an entrance to a staff-only path, which goes back to another little, what I like to call like the staff centers, which we have in each one of our sections of our zoo. Here we have like a nice little kind of indoor restroom block. So that's actually the restroom block there, face the other way. So, you can't see it from the outside, and guests have to actually kind of walk in this way to get there. And I actually just noticed I meant to put something right here in this little patch of grass, and I forgot to do that, didn't I? And then over here, so if you follow me on Twitter, or if you're part of my Discord server, there's also a link down below for that as well. This is our lemur habitat, and I think this one is really cool. I've dubbed it the Lemur Fortress, and we actually have both types of lemurs in the game, so the ring-tailed and the red-ruffed lemurs. And this habitat is a blueprint on my Steam Workshop if you want to download it and put it in your zoo yourself. Link to my Planet Zoo Workshop is always down in the description as well. But there we go. There's that. Oh, he's crazy. He's getting all over the place. So we got all kinds of red-ruffed lemurs just running and jumping everywhere. They like these vines down here. I actually kind of thought about removing this platform up here because they don't use it. They run along the vines, which I think is super cool that they do that. And then, oh, we got some that are sleeping in their little house. These guys are running around being all crazy. They're like, we're just trying to get some sleep. You're running around like a madman. So yeah, this one was really cool. This was a lot of fun to build. I made use of the invisible barrier habitat. Invisible barrier. So it just looks a lot cleaner this way, I feel like. And because it is sunken down, so the lemurs cannot escape. Like, they cannot traverse up this kind of like little incline there. And then we just made like a little custom barrier here, just a fence. And it goes all the way around to the back of the Congo area. So we'll see the whole thing there. But yeah, so this is the Lemur Fortress, as I like to call it. And then moving on, so we have another sunken habitat, and this is our mandrill habitat. And this one is really cool too. The mandrills are a lot of fun to watch. They look very mean. Like, I think especially the, like, look at the babies. They're so scary looking. I don't know. There's something about the babies. I feel like they're scary looking. I don't know. They don't have the colorful noses yet that their parents have. That guy's stuck or something. Not sure what's going on there, but he'll get down. And again, making use of the invisible barrier. I did make it like, same with the lemurs, like I just used the concrete here for the gate area. And then again, moving on down. So now we have okapis. Yay, the okapis are so cool. And this is, you know, again, another more just kind of standard habitat. It's not anything like real crazy. It's not sunken down. That surprisingly, the okapis do not jump, I guess, because you can use a low barrier like this and it doesn't create an escape point for them. And then if we move on, so now we're getting to our hippo habitat, which you saw this being built during the time lapse. So there's the little tunnel that goes down there as well. But before quickly, I will show you, so this is our little staff center, and I designed this area of the zoo intentionally to go around the staff center. So I feel like I probably didn't do as good of a job as laying that out in the other areas of the zoo. Sometimes the staff have like long ways to walk to get from like a staff building to a habitat or what have you. So I intentionally designed it this way, so it kind of comes around here with the staff building right in the middle, and then the habitats kind of circle around those. So it seems to be working out a little bit better. It's, you know, it creates a shorter distance for them to walk, so they can, you know, clean the habitats and feed the animals quicker this way. And I'm gonna try and do this for all of the areas within the African section of the zoo moving forward. But yeah, so that's the staff center. So then moving on to the hippo habitat. So here is the back entrance, I guess you could say, of the underwater tunnel. So then if we just want to head on down. And again, I did do a tutorial video on how to make underwater tunnels if you're interested in checking it out. But there you go, completely underwater. Guests can walk through here and they can just watch the animals swim around. Now, guests will, you know, the guests in this game, they they will go wherever they have the best view of the animals, so they typically won't come down here, as I say as a group walks down here, but they typically won't come down here unless one of the hippos is like swimming in the water, which one might be. I don't know, I can't tell from there. Oh, they're going back up, so they're probably not. So yeah, then they walk out of the zoo. Oh, we need to fix that terrain right there. Use some short grass. But they walk out, there's the underwater tunnel entrance. Again, themed out, got some hippos there. And if we zoom out, so you can see the entire building, it's quite large. It says hippos on the side to let you know, like, whoa, hippos, they're cool. And you can walk in here, and it's a fully themed indoor hippo viewing area, which I think is, it came out really cool. We put some educational boards here too to get our education rating up. And you know, bring in a little bit of the outside indoors with like the plants and the vines and the ivy. We have a restroom block in here as well, so you know it's a little bit of a walk from the last one, so I thought it would be a good idea to have one in here. And it provides a really nice view of the hippo habitat. I think they're both, we only have two. Oh, there's one. There's a guy over there, there's a hippo, he's chilling, but we can go through here. So we have a mom and a dad now because we have our little baby hippo. Look at the little baby hippo. He's just so teeny and like, he's fat and chubby, and he looks happy, like he looks like he's got a smile on his face. Tell you what, the baby animals in this game, they're the best. They're so much fun to watch. So yeah, there you go. There's our hippo habitat, and I may put this. We'll have to see. I may put this on the workshop as well. I'm thinking of putting the mandrill habitat on the workshop. But yeah, so there we go. That's pretty much, this is our entire Congo area. I'm not sure, like, I don't know what we'll do on this side yet. We may not have anything at this point for a while because the rest of the African area is going to go out this way around the lake. I actually put over here the same kind of little entrance arch thing. So if you recall, this is the Asian area of our zoo. And it kind of comes down here by the gigantic waterfall we made and comes up there. And then if we look at the area as a whole, so you can see like the African area will eventually meet up back around this way and just kind of create like one big loop. But yeah, so this is a wildlife world so far. It's definitely coming along. I think it's looking really good. I'm really happy with it. And I hope you guys are too. And I hope you're enjoying this series. It's been a lot of fun. Like even though most of the progress is made during live streams, it's still fun to do the time lapse for you guys and giving you like these little updates. Another thing I was actually pretty proud of is this little cascading river we made. You know, because in Planet Zoo, like Planet Coaster, the water doesn't actually flow. So you can't create like real waterfalls. You have to use their waterfall effects in the game. And just with some like clever tricks and placing of scenery pieces, you can give the illusion that the water is actually kind of cascading and flowing down this way. I think using the rocks, and there's like this like water effect here that you can see kind of coming off the rocks, definitely helps with that illusion. And I think that's looking really cool. So yeah, I hope you guys are liking this so far. I hope you're excited that we finally got into the African area of our zoo. And you know, like I said, the hippos are the last part of the Congo area, so we'll be moving on to another area. I want to do like a big safari section with, you know, all the animals that can share a habitat, and then we can use like the safari ride so the guests can actually ride through the habitat, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be so much fun. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this part here. So be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. Let me know what you think of trails of Africa. Do you have any ideas or suggestions on what we should do with this area of our zoo? And if you are at all interested in, watching a live stream and participating and kind of doing things in real time like that, be sure to check out my Twitch channel. Link is always in the description down below. So, with that, I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.